Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the loop stitch. This stitch is a really decorative one and it's called the loop stitch because as you go across here in single crochets, you are creating these loops, and so this pattern today is going to be really easy. Like I said, it's made completely out of single crochets, and this is what it looks like on the front, and if you flip it over, this is what it looks like on the back. I like this stitch. I don't know how often I would use it, but it did give me an idea for an ugly sweater pattern. So anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into this tutorial. Alright, so for today's stitch, you're going to want to start off with a slip knot, and you can chain in any increment you would like. So I think for my swatch, I might have done 16. I think I'll do 12 today. 3, 4, 5. Alright, and this first row, what we're going to do is just work in the second chain from our hook, and we are going to single crochet in that chain and in every chain across this first row. Alright, once you reach the end of your row, what you're going to want to do is chain 1 and turn your work. Alright, so if you tension your yarn like I do, like this, you're not going to want to do this for this particular pattern, so in that way it could get a little fiddly. What you're going to want to do is have your yarn on your finger like this, and then what you're going to want to do is insert your hook into that base of that chain 1 you just did. We're going to come around, we're going to yarn over, and we're going to actually grab both of these loops and pull it through like this. Now, and then you're going to complete that stitch like a normal single crochet, and we have then created our first little loop. So we're going to do it again. If you tension your yarn like I do, you'll notice by default I go to this. It takes a little practice to remember to just wrap it one time around your finger. So take your time with this pattern. It'll come to you the more you do it. I'm going to insert my hook into that next stitch right here, and I'm going to grab both strands of that loop, yarn over, pull them through that stitch. Then I'm going to grab my working yarn and I'm going to complete that stitch as a single crochet. Okay, and that is our second loop. And we are just going to keep doing this all the way across until we complete our row. And it is okay to have your loop kind of extended like I do. If you notice when you work it, when you go around and pull up those loops, it does shorten your loop a little bit. So if you actually pull out a little bit more yarn than you need when you create your loops, it's no real big deal. Alright, so I've reached the end of my row, And when you get to the end of your row, you should have, your first row rather, you should have the amount of single crochets that you had. So if you remember, I chained 12 for this swatch and I worked into my second loop, so technically I had 11 stitches left, and so I should then have 11 loops left, and when I count them I have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, and this pattern creates some really irregular loops. I'm sure some people have mastered getting them all the same length. Kudos to them. Alright, so now what we want to do is chain 1 and turn our work. This pattern is a 2-row repeat. So this next row is just all single crochet. I'm going to single crochet into the base of that chain 1. And then in each stitch across until we reach the end. Alright, and now that I've reached the end of my row of single crochet, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and then we are going to repeat row 2. So again, you want to tension your yarn differently if you don't already tension it like this. Make that nice extended loop. We are going to insert our hook into the base of that chain 1. We're going to yarn over both of those strands, pull up a loop, and then we are going to complete this stitch as a normal single crochet. Alright, and remember to go into that last stitch of the row. And then we chain our 1 and turn our work. And then we just go about repeating the same 2 rows until we come up with our pattern. So you'll get something that looks like this or this. I like this one better, the contrast is better. Like I said, this is a highly decorative stitch. It feels pretty thick, I guess because you're making the single crochet with like 4 strands almost instead of the normal 3, but it would make a very nice pillow cover. I've seen them on pillow covers. It kind of reminds me of those old school shag rugs, so in a way, so it can be used for that as well. Like I said, I personally have an idea for an ugly sweater later this year, so I look forward to testing that out. I hope today's tutorial was helpful for you guys. If so, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Let me know how I did or what kinds of content you would like to see in the future. Don't forget to check out my other social media. I'm on pretty much everything except for Snapchat. I have a little something out there for everybody. And until next time, guys, happy making.